Today we're splitting this pile of softwood, well, starting to split anyways, using this 28-inch Fiskars axe. I think it's a 6-pound one. So you can see that it works pretty good considering it's just a 6-pound Fiskars axe that isn't super expensive, and it's my third or fourth time ever chopping wood. We're getting it done. Barely caught that one. There. Aim for the middle. Was in the middle. We'll get there. Not too shabby. I've noticed with the bigger logs like these guys, or this guy, at the axe, it'll take a few more hits to actually get it split, which I'm assuming a heavier axe would be better in that situation. And the knotty ones I've noticed are a lot harder to split. Yeah, this guy's going with this guy. Not sure if I'll be able to split that with that 6-pound axe, but I'll give it a go. So it's the next day now. I watched the footage yesterday of my wood chopping, and please don't judge me. My form needs a lot of work, and I know that. So any advice is appreciated. Figured we'd do a little kind of story time update while I'm chopping some wood, since for those of you who have noticed, it's been about a year and a half since our last video. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is we got married, so we're spending a lot of time planning the wedding and all that good stuff. And two is we had a third kid, so that also took up a lot of time and put the YouTube channel on the back burner, obviously. Yeah, it probably goes without saying though that there's a lot of stuff that happened on the farm in the last year or so that you guys didn't get to see. So I figured I'd kind of give you a quick rundown while we chop some wood. First off, we fenced in the whole back half of our property. And the reason we did that was because we got some goats. We got a Nigerian dwarf goat and some boar goats. And we were planning on using them for like goat milk and then breeding and possibly selling or butchering for lamb meat. But we ended up selling those guys after maybe 6-7 months of having them. They just wouldn't stay in the fenced in area. We have electric fence and barbed wire that I eventually put up, but they just wouldn't stay in there, and it was causing more of a hassle than anything to have them. So we decided to sell them. And then after selling the goats, we decided to get a pair of kuni pigs, which we were planning on raising up and breeding to sell their piglets and also keep 1 or 2 for meat for ourselves. But the same thing kind of happened. They would keep getting out of our fence that we have, and it was just becoming a hassle. So we first used the A-frame swing set that we made into a chicken tractor. We turned that into a little kind of pig house, I guess you could call it. But they didn't even use that or care about it. So then I ended up getting this shed here for free from a friend just down the road, actually. So we stuck them in there, and I made a little, I don't know, I guess you could call it pen out of just pallets, which worked pretty good for them. But as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, pigs eat a lot, and it's not cheap to feed them. So especially with the kuni pigs, they're a heritage breed, so they grow out to a year or older before we can butcher them. So we hadn't even gone to the point of breeding our set yet before we decided it was a bit too costly to do it that way for pork or anything, and wasn't really worth our while. So we ended up selling them as well. So in summary, fenced in the whole back half of our property for our goats, which we sold. Then we tried to put pigs in there, which didn't work out. So we built them a pallet pen, which worked, but we decided to get rid of them as well. So we sold them. And the people that we sold our pigs to actually ended up buying our meat bird set that we have, the light Sussex, because we also decided to get rid of those guys. Because if you've seen the previous videos of ours, we've told or said that they're a heritage breed as well, kind of like the pigs. And they take about 6 months to grow out to butcher age, which we like them more than the idea of the meat kings because they had a better quality of life and were more like real chickens, but it comes back to the point of costing too much for what the meat that we're getting is. So it kind of worked out that the people that bought our pigs wanted to buy the chickens as well, so we were able to get out of those guys as well. So it was a nice 2-for-1 deal, being able to sell the pigs and the chickens together. Our future plan for like meat chickens going forward is this coming spring we're gonna buy the rustic rangers, which is kind of like a in-between growth bird. They're not the super quick ones, but they don't take 6 months either. It's kind of like 12 to 16 weeks they take. So we're gonna get a bunch of those guys and then keep 3 or 4 of them to breed out for the upcoming years, and hopefully that'll be a bit more financially reasonable, I guess you could say, compared to the light Sussex. This year we did end up butchering 30 light Sussex birds, and then our 4 breeding set we sold. So we have a full freezer for this coming year anyways, and then we'll see how the rustic rangers do for us next year. And then you would have seen in the intro there, we still have the same laying hens that we have in the back behind the barn. We still have our 1 main goose. You might not have noticed, but if you did, we have only 2 ducks now, and they're 2 Muscovy ducks, because we sold all of our other ducks as well, because we wanted to get out of them because they weren't really the best layers or really good for meat. So we got Muscovies ideally for meat, but we're kind of thinking of getting out of them as well and going towards the Pekin duck, because apparently the Muscovies have a pretty big appetite and eat a lot more than what they produce, kind of thing. So apparently the Pekins are a good ratio between how much it costs to feed them and how much meat you get from them. That's basically all of the animal updates anyways. We had goats, sold them, had pigs, sold them, sold our meat birds off. We're gonna try a new breed this coming year, and hopefully we'll be able to get some or find some Pekin ducks this year and start having some duck eggs and duck meat as well more consistently. The only other update I can think of, like animal related, would be our 2 barn cats that you guys would have last seen, Sunny and Daisy. They both ran away around the time of our wedding, I guess last year now, around August. Daisy disappeared, or no, sorry, Sunny disappeared. And then about a week later, Daisy disappeared. We never saw him again. So we don't know if they kind of just ran away, got lost, ran away, found a better home, or came fox or coyote food. Regardless, it was pretty sad to go through that and lose 2 cats. And if you guys remember, Sunny had her kitten with her that we were keeping, a 3-legged kitten. So she left with the 3-legged kitten and then just never came back. I'm really not sure what happened to either of them. That being said, we now have 3 new cats. We got Mouse, Klaus, and Weasel. All 3 of them were brothers and they were free, so we figured just pick all 3 of them up. And we originally planned, like, my plan originally was to get all 3 for free and then maybe sell 1 or 2 of them for a little bit of profit, but once we got them, we couldn't get rid of them. But yeah, the last year and a half was pretty eventful on the house and just personal life and the farm and everything. They're kind of brought up to date there now, for the most part. We've also started like a roadside stand for selling our eggs. We sold some homemade jam this year as well there. And we were able to sell a pretty good amount. We were selling about 2 or 3 dozen eggs a week, which we were selling for $5 a dozen. So that was helping pay for the chicken food. Another probably obvious update would be that we got a wood stove installed, which is why I'm out here splitting wood again, trying to get this wood split and put in the garage so it can dry for this whole spring, summer, fall, and it'll be ready for next year. It's been great with the wood stove in the house. Not to spend $1,500 every 2 months on oil for our heat, like furnace oil. So it's been saving us a lot of money. It's a lot nicer heat, a lot nicer environment in the house with the wood stove going in the winter. So we're pretty happy with it. But wood heat isn't free. It takes hard work if you want to split and cut your own wood, but it's definitely worth it in the end. I think we're going to try to get back into making more consistent videos, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that and stick around and watch it. Alright, if any of you guys have actually made it this far and have listened to most of what I had to say, I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll start seeing you a bit more regularly. Appreciate you guys watching the video, checking us out. If you guys want to see more, like I said, hopefully we'll be a bit more consistent moving forward, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.